What's the next evolution? What are the principles you pull out of the old systems for the new
I
system?
think what Dan Carlin teaches us in this book, I haven't read yet, but I'm assuming, is that there's always some cultural end that you have to cross over, but it is in our human nature to do so because we've done it so far. Like, right? So,
Cultural end crossover.
like the end of the Roman Empire, that was fucking the when the temple in Jerusalem was brought down that King David made, the Jews were like, "What the fuck?" Right? I mean, as a people, they're like, "That was the center of God's everything."
So disrespectful.
Fuck you! There was just this one place, and it was ours. And goddamn it, like what's up with this?
It was
shit?
big and pretty and made out of big rocks.
Dude,
they made things out of big rocks back in the day. Our shit doesn't last for any time.
We're more agile. We're more
Anything
agile.
I make is gonna made out of big rocks.
Yeah, but we're making houses for billions here, baby. No one's got time to mine all that fucking granite. Although it's around.
I like granite.
Yeah. But no, dude, that was the resting place of God on earth. They created the perfect. First off, David comes along, which is like a genetic kind of cultural creation. You know, this human that pleases God through the music he makes or whatever. He gets God's presence to park physically in the place. You know, the Shekinah, I've read a little bit about this. It's like they had this like veil around it because it was so fucking bright and shit. Did you ever hear these stories? I don't know if these are real.
Kind of glory. Yeah.
I need a time machine and a lot of energy to run it, to do it, to really find out.
But like holy place.
They would put ropes around the priest.
The Ark of the Covenant.
They would put a rope around the priest who was going to go in and work behind the Shekinah because those motherfuckers died in there, and they didn't want to. It was like a nuclear incident.
If they weren't like cleansed or whatever, or they would die, and they would pull them out.
They would die. Yeah,
there's different levels in the temple, just like levels in a dojo.
And also like stages of a transformer when it's going from like, you know, government level labs voltages to like neighborhood voltages to like my house voltage to like just with this one light needs voltage.
Right. Exactly.
So I think, so Anima Mundi. There is one set of laws and principles running all of this. I think it could kind of extend into the social too, although it gets crazier. So it's like Carl Jung was saying, listen, we've colonized all the space. We've occupied all the space. We've done all this stuff. The only place that modern man can really go is inside. Look towards the core, and looking towards the core, you will first meet your anima or your animus, the inner guiding principle that comes before the self. If you're a guy, it's probably a gal. If you're a gal, it's probably a guy. But who knows? There's no rules about this stuff. I'm sure there's exceptions. So
it's inside you, not me, man.
Yeah. It's all you're the only one that's gonna know if you're like pretending this is real or if you're like actually doing it. It's something meaningful for you, right? So go nuts. Go nuts. Go nuts. But yeah, you make the trip inward, and then there's like these guides that lead you, and they are your inner anima. It will sort of inform your thinking and your focus in life and your choice of interests and the activities and the people you meet and the synchronicities that happen and all this stuff. And eventually you will come to the self, and the self could come as like a wise figure in dreams. But Jung was saying that after psychoanalyzing thousands of people, it always comes. There is some contact with the self that everybody has. It's almost like it's a part of who we are as psychological psychic beings, whatever we are. We sort of have to contact that center at some point to like
whatever we're doing,
make it happen.
Not conscious of.
Yeah, and
when processing that's happening in the background.
Well, and when you get to this center, the contact with the self, being with God, essentially changes you. It grows you. It deepens you. It makes everything more intense. It ups the volume. It ups the ante. It ups the meaning. There is something worth living for, and there is something worth doing and worth doing right in this world. And it's
feel it.
Yeah, you feel it.
Feel the center.
Yeah. It seems like the game is to draw from there out. It seems like that's the game to me. That like broadcasting from that centered place.
Don't hide your light under a
bam,
basket.
right there, right there. Totally. Yes.